Hi, I'm Catherine and I had the pleasure of interviewing Audrey Mann. She was a very versatile performer. She could sing, she could tap dance, she could act, she could even play the piano. There wasn't much she couldn't do. She even performed here at the Winter Gardens with Morecambe and Wise. She retains her bubbly personality and she was a pleasure to chat to.
Just so happened that we were in Morecambe when they started bombing Manchester. So we stayed in Morecambe with no reason to go back. Sure. Well, every summer he used to do concert party. It could be Morecambe, New Brighton, Southport. We went to all of these places, and I went to piano lessons with a man called Louis Keithley,
right,
from on the West End Pier.
So Audrey, what are your first memories of entertaining?
I was just a toddler and I was looking for adventure, so I got to the main road and tried to get on a bus, and they wouldn't let me on the bus until a policeman came along and asked me my name, and I told him Greta Garbo. So he said, well, come with me because I want to take you to the police station and meet the others. So when my mum and dad came looking for me, eventually, they found me entertaining all the others, all the coppers, on top of a table with Shirley Temple song and dance numbers. My dad said it went to my head completely, and I was never the same since. When we were just teenagers, we were in a concert party at Morecambe Bay Holiday Camp. Harold Graham was the band leader and entertainments manager. Well, I started going out with him, and then when I got my first job, professional job, he took me to London.
So Audrey, when did you first look to become a professional?
It was on receiving my friend June's letters, telling me all about her experiences and how much she enjoyed it, and I wanted to follow suit. Things like pro digs, changing trains at Crewe, and all the things that went with it, twice nightly variety shows. And in the stage they were advertising for a dancer, a tap dancer, to join an established dancing act because one of the girls was leaving. And I applied for it, did an audition, got the job, and set off on my travels with them all over the country. And it was on that tour that I met Eric Morecambe, because he and Ernie Wise were two young comics doing their first double act. And Eric and I discovered that we'd both gone to the Plaza School of Dancing in Morecambe. I went to the Middle East, the Far East, Malaysia, Borneo, Malaya, Singapore. I went with various people. Dickie Valentine was the first. He saw me doing a show at Skegness and particularly liked my act and asked me to go on tour with him, entertaining the troops. So I did. And another one, Lonnie Donegan. You know Lonnie Donegan? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was the same with him. I went on tour with him, entertaining the troops. Comics always wanted me to go on tour with them, just because they liked my act and I worked well with them. And I used to do quite a bit of stand-up at the time. They've sent me out here to entertain the troops because they thought if you could see how bad things were at home, you might not be so anxious to get back. And I used to do sort of self-deprecating stuff like that, which they liked. And of course my big feature of it's always tap dancing. I did a lot of tap dancing. It takes me all the time to stand up now.
So Audrey, I believe you were very popular and had numerous suitors, but you decided to stick to the stage?
My dad had said, he said, I'd just been having a drink on the prom with Harold Graham. And he said, and Harold said to the other fellows that they were all with, he should have been my father-in-law, meaning my dad, but she turned me down. And I did. I didn't want to know about standing still and just being in Morecambe. Well, I so enjoyed performing and touring that I didn't want to give all that up. So I didn't.
Audrey, where did your inspiration come from then, with all this music and dancing talent?
Well, we were a show business family. My dad was a singer, an instrumentalist, and my mother was a dancer. She was a tiller girl. And so I inherited both their particular talents.
So I believe you were at the Winter Gardens with Morecambe and Wise. Can you tell me some more about that?
Well, it was a lovely summer review. That was it. Light up the town. Morecambe and Wise, Alma Cogan, Ken Platt, Semperini. And I did sketches with Morecambe and Wise, the comedy sketches, and song and dance numbers. It was a lovely show. And it was nice to be at home. The only time I worked with Bruce Forsyth was a midnight matinee we did at the Palace Theatre. Hedley Claxton was the producer. And at the time, I was in a show at the Diamond Horseshoe. This is my one and only pin-up. He's been my pin-up ever since I first saw him, and he can't do a thing wrong for me. I tell him all kinds of things that I've never told anybody else, haven't I? And I wish he was looking at me. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why, I just do. I don't know why you thrill me like you do. I don't know why, you just do. You never seem to want my romancing. The only time you hold me is when we're dancing. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why, I just do.